What's up, everybody? We are back. The Forsaken Kingdom, a D&D story. It's a love story. It's a story about love. We have High Elf Ranger Derzoblint, human barbarian Ukla with his 9-inch nail shirt, and the Yonti pureblood warlock Narcissus. All right. I'm on the wrong screen again. There we go. That should be there. Get that out of there. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick recap of the last game. And what am I looking at? I'm looking at the wrong one. That's what it is. You know,
this always happens to me. I don't understand why it's happening to me.
all right. Man, that's loud. At least in my ears. Last time on Yu Yu Hakusho, our intrepid adventurers just finished off a battle with the Dretches of the town, the unnamed town that they were in. Our young Derzoblint almost got his ass chewed off in the event as he was high up on the roof and still getting his ass whooped. Ukla the Barbarian.
Really, Lou? Really?
Ukla the Barbarian, in typical Ukla the Barbarian fashion, was doing nothing. He kept running around looking for adversaries, but could never find them because he can't see in the dark. That's right. I gotta stretch this out. This is a 2-minute intro. Meanwhile, our intrepid warlock Narcissus was practically doing everything. Spells, eldritch bolts, murdering, mayhem, and stealing from old ladies. No, he wasn't stealing from old ladies. That's just wrong. Now that the enemy has been thwarted, what should our adventurous heroes do? All right, still got about 20 seconds. They're all doing stuff in this unnamed town that they were at first thought was empty, but now realized that there were still inhabitants. Here we go. We're at the end. Oh, this is so exciting. This time on the Forsaken Kingdom. What's up, everybody? We are here. We are ready to rock, ready to roll. It's been, it's been weird weather week. It's been like thundering like crazy around me, and I was really concerned that my power was going to go out
Options, so
because.
of course, free transform, and if I hold Alt and Shift,
Okay, what the hell is this?
Drag it right in, and I'll say I'm going to work with.
What is going on right now?
Here. Press Enter.
Oh, I got another thing going. Anyway, technology. What are you going to do? Our adventurers were still at the town trying to assess the damage. None of the villagers, you guys did a good job in corralling all the villagers into the inn, so there were no other casualties. However, the sizzling and the deteriorating bodies of those Dretches are filling the air with a putrid stench. You had entered the hut of the visitor. I can't remember his name. I can't remember anybody's name. I think I'd take better notes. Do you guys remember the guy's name?
Walter Applebaum?
Yeah, that's for a different game. That's a different one. Now there was a scholar that had come into town with his son, and they had both disappeared. You found a ruby, a fist-sized ruby that was hidden in a compartment in his desk. In his desk. So
Yeah, we found notes about the tomb of Marietta.
Marietta.
Yeah, and there was a fire gate there, and the whole thing was written in an old language that the little girl could read
Right.
partially.
Okay. The tomb,
And,
not the tomb, the tomb of Marietta. I remember.
Right.
Okay.
The tomb.
Yeah.
And then I got a name here, Kesh. Kashius. I just forgot why I got that name written down. I think that was the name of the old guy,
Okay.
and with the son.
Okay. So that's where you were last time, and Ukla was the only one to see the Dark Rider on his horse, menacing at the top of the hill. He had turned and he galloped away, out of sight. So we're going to fast forward to the morning. The townfolk are just coming out of their boat, out of the inn to assess the damage. Surprisingly, a lot of the structures haven't been damaged. The roof for the inn had a bit of damage from one of the beasts' bodies that almost came through with Durzo, who almost got his butthole chewed off. You're never gonna leave that one down. So now the question is, what, if anything, are you guys going to do now? You're muted, remember.
One thing I do have to say is, if we're gonna do something, we got to do it out of the village, because we can't keep on having these people put in harm's way. I think we should track where this guy's at, follow him out.
Well, he did write in, so you should be able to track him.
Nobody can hear you, Danny.
Okay, what about now?
Yeah.
I was about to say we could go investigate the area that they were talking about, where it's like it's always cold, the cave area. We could go check it out.
Well, most likely, let's see if we could find his tracks of that horse, because that was the only one that was there, and see if we could follow it out.
All right. When you get to the top of the hill that Ukla had, and I'm assuming the ranger is the one that is leading the tracking, because you are a ranger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Unless you're gonna let the warlock do all the damn work. But
Nobody's letting the warlock do all. Shut up.
there's a lot of hate right there. See, there's a lot of hate. The tracks. There were tracks where the horse was, where the horse was standing at the top of the hill. It would shift, it would move. You can see the hoof prints, and then you do notice them going down the hill, but after a certain point, they just disappear.
All right.
Just like out of the blue, gone.
Yeah, so they trail off to the point where they're imperceptible for the ranger to find.
So let's get more clearer directions from the townsfolk to where this place is at. Let's head out there.
And they said that it was like a day away, right?
Yeah, it was a day's journey to the cave entrance that the old man had described to you. You're going to make your way out that way. Is the town elder? She thanks you. Thank you, thank you so much. Thank you, all blessings of the gods upon you. You've saved us. But what if they should come back? Don't leave. Don't leave.
So
I think it's a good idea to come back.
Before we head out there, why don't we fabricate some long spears for them? And I will just tell them to do the same repeated thing. And if they come through a window, two or three adults attack with long spears. You know, if they have every window kind of covered, I think they'll be kind of okay.
Oh, you seen how poorly these houses are built. I mean, all they gotta do is just jump in through the roof.
Not for
Yeah, but that inn is what, a 2-story inn, correct, Lou, or
No,
no?
No.
it's one.
That's a 1-story inn.
Wow. I mean,
well,
I mean,
because
we could
do,
leave and
but
come
we're just
back. I
gonna
mean, we
we're
can't.
just gonna be sitting there waiting for those creatures. You know, we got to go after him now.
yeah, I agree. But what we could do is help them reinforce the roof.
Well, why don't we take some material off of some other buildings and put it onto that building? I mean, I'm not a carpenter, but
I think we
could
could
probably
figure
do
it
that.
out.
I think so too.
Wait, what tools do we have? I'm not proficient with nothing.
They should have tools. Do they got it? I'm gonna talk to the elder and ask her, does any of the men or anybody have any hand tools to help us reinforce the roof of the inn?
Yeah, they have some. They have tools. Nothing uber fancy, but they have them. Yeah.
So what we're gonna do is take parts off of buildings where the people have passed away,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna reinforce the roof.
Okay.
We lay boards across it to strengthen it so that it can't just fall through
Even
the
the
thatch.
doors and the windows that are already covered up, we're just gonna reinforce them too.
Okay.
We're gonna
That way-
leave one, but we're gonna leave because I know there's hinges. We're gonna leave one that at least will have some type of hinge system, just in case if people need to get out of like if they try to burn the inn, there's one type of escape route to get out. But we're gonna set it up where there's 3 pieces of solid wood to block that window so that they can't that nothing could get in. And if they need to get out, they just take the 3 pieces off, open it up, and then they run out. But also at the same time, we're telling the men that are there, take some long pieces of wood, I would say about 6 to 7 feet, and start making very sharp edges on them so that they can at least have something to defend themselves just in case.
Okay. Well, I mean, they have farming tools that they
Pitchforks,
they
whatever
have
like that.
pitchforks
That stuff will
and some rudimentary
Do they have any type of flammable liquids?
some oil. I mean, oil for the
Highly flammable, like lamps?
no, not necessarily like kerosene, but they have oil from animal fat that they've collected.
Yeah, that should be good.
Okay. So basically, do they have any vials or anything like that?
The only one that would have had it would have been the scholar.
Did he?
But
can we go
because
in-
he's the only one that had any knowledge of stuff like that. But the rest of them, they had like clay jars, and if they had some glass, they have a couple of the villagers had like glass bottles that they had kept some of the oils
All right.
in.
I'm going to tell a couple of them, go gather that up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go back to the scholar's house and see if he has any vials that are not broken. And what
Okay.
I'm going to do is I'm going to get that oil, fill them up in there. I'm going to tell them, keep a little fire going. And then just in case something's coming through, throw the vial into the face. Then take have them set up with little sticks that are sitting in the fire. So just in case, and just throw the stick at them to burn whatever it is in the face or the body.
All right. Well, the villagers are, it's because you are their heroes for the day. They're definitely taking it. They're heeding your advice and hopping to it to get these things in order. All told, it takes most of the morning to get this prep work done. By the
Okay.
time you're satisfied with as much as they can reinforce, they've reinforced. Like the inn is, the elders suggested that the inn be the main, like the place where everyone would gather if something should ever come, and that's the one that would be reinforced the most because it's the heaviest structure. But that's. By the time you're done, it's about 2 hours past the midday sun.
That's fine.
All right. So now I feel a little bit better with them. I mean, we should be okay with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The haterade is real.
Wow. He took a
Mhm.
big drink of that one. He was like, ew.
I just love bothering Steve. So anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess we get the directions and let's head on out.
Okay.
We start attacking.
They provide you with they were able to gather up some provisions for you guys for your journey. The old lady thanks you again. She's like, I cannot begin to thank you any more than we can. You are always welcome in this village. Always.
We'll be back. We're just gonna go see if hopefully we find the reason why this is happening.
Okay. Now, you set out half of the day. For the remainder of the day until the sun goes down, the journey isn't necessary. There's nothing out of the ordinary. You're going through you go through mostly wooded area. You can see in the distance where they are directing to you some not mountains but foothills. And they're pretty much that's where the sun is setting behind. As the sun sets behind it, it casts this ominous reddish glow in the sky, and there is a precipitous drop in the temperature as you're traveling. Now, are you guys going to go straight through without rest, or are you going to camp and then go again? I just want to make sure that I don't presume to know what you guys are doing.
Are you guys
Because
tired?
Really, Narcissus and Durzo can see in the dark. Ukla can't. He has no night vision, so he has to use a lamp or a torch to travel by, unless he has a lantern. Do you have a lantern? But then
No, torch.
you'd have to be carrying a lantern. You'd have to be carrying a lantern and just like.
No, Lou, I have a torch.
Okay.
I mean, we could rest and just travel on in the morning, so at least we could see the place in the daytime.
We could do that.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
because it's better.
again. I'm not going to presume to tell you your characters what you're doing.
Do you want to do it that way?
Yeah, I would think so. So like that, we could go in the cave in the daytime. It's better to see.
Well,
Could do-
cave in the daytime. That's the same
No,
problem.
but we could just check out the area because remember the guy said the area was a little bit creepy and all this other stuff too.
Yeah, I'm asking Durzo. That's what he wanted to do too.
He's talking to himself now.
No,
His
no.
character.
He's,
Is he polishing his teeth?
He's polishing his teeth.
Did he fall asleep?
As long as at least now you can see his face. Before you seen his nose.
Oh,
Yay!
there we go. You got sound now. There you go. You can speak.
Okay, so yo D, I was suggesting that we
Rest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
Okay.
rest, yeah.
So
Rest. I need to get my hit points back.
right, and yeah, because he's still a
Don't
little
laugh, Steve.
he's still a little jacked up. What's the recovery rate for hit points for full
It's
This
one
game,
every 5
for
seconds.
full rest?
It's a short rest. You could burn hit die. I heard. I didn't get a chance to read that part.
I told you, it's one every 5 seconds.
Are you the Wolverine of D&D?
I think it's over teeth.
Over to you. All right.
Oh, I just got that. Wolver
That's
teeth.
so slow.
And he got that fucking what is it, that speed bicycle helmet haircut that he got, and he's fucking complaining about my teeth. Fucking aerodynamic. Look, now he's stretching up. Dude, you got long hair, bro. I never could picture you with long hair.
I always had long hair.
Nah, not when we were hanging out. Your hair was short. You used to wear a lot of turtlenecks.
Yeah, I used to have it cropped up tight when I was back then. I started wearing it long after.
Yo, why you stupid? You say he's wearing a lot of turtlenecks.
No, I did. It wasn't joking.
No, I know. It's just funny.
Yo, the picture of the thing that totally hits me when Steve was young was when he used to hang out with his cousin and they used to play D&D. They both had fucking turtlenecks on. That's what tripped me out.
Maybe that family like turtlenecks.
They
What's
were
wrong with you?
outside.
he used to wear Mock turtlenecks, so it'd be just the part that goes over here.
But he was shorter than you too. He was,
Yeah, he was a bit shorter. But he also had like 10 years on me, so
Did he? Was he
Yeah.
that old?
yeah, he's the oldest one out of all of us. He just aged real well.
Lou's got glasses on. That really trips me out.
Yeah. Well, that's just a result of the LASIK surgery I had. So I gave up my ability to read for my ability to see in distance.
Your LASIK surgery did
Yeah,
that?
yeah. They told me it offsets. So
That sucks. I
It-
did the
it-
same thing with Camilla.
it does suck.
Camilla, they found out she had cataracts,
Mm.
which like befuddled everybody because she's like too young.
Yeah, she's way,
And
way young.
I paid out my ass for a pair of lenses, and she can't read now.
What do you mean, like she just can't read, or
Yeah,
just-
it's-
she
it-
can't
you-
see.
you-
She can't see this
Oh,
close.
I thought she just like lost all ability to read.
Now she
He's
reads
like,
words.
what's this word say? He's stupid. All right, so you regain all your hit points after a long rest, so you can put your hit points. You can put your hit points back to normal. It's when you get the higher hit dice that's when you start rolling. But you're weak, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. Garbage ass ranger.
Not only that, everything also re-clicks our spells, everything.
Yes.
That's for
But
a
you
long
don't have
rest, yeah.
spells, so I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
No,
So
he
do-
gets his abilities.
Yeah, I know.
I get my abilities back because remember I used it twice
That's
already.
not a spell.
It is a spell.
Stop.
It's a rage. It's a rage spell.
All right. The rest of the journey, the vegetation, you notice it's taking on a darker tinge in that you can start smelling like swampy gases as you get towards the destination. The road leads directly to it. It's almost as if the road leads directly to the entrance of this thing. And I'm going to show you what it looks like.
Hey Lou, do we find the tracks again?
You find a bunch of tracks, but this is what the entrance to the tomb. That's what it looks like. So
Nice.
that's the first thing
Yes.
that really is like, uh-oh.
Is there somebody in the middle of it?
No,
No,
that's a door.
That's a door.
It's the way it's carved.
So the stone is carved into skull. The stone is carved into skulls. So they're not actual skulls, but there is writing on it that's been faded away. You can see on the door itself three huge gashes that go right across the top of it. They go diagonally from the top down to the center on the left side of the door. So the deepest parts of the gouges go from the top right, and they go all the way down across.
All right. So Lou, what I'm looking for is fresh tracks.
Okay.
So if it took us a day, that means I'm looking for like day old tracks.
Okay. You do find at least a half dozen tracks of but they look like ponies. They're smaller than their hoofs, but you determine them to be smaller horses, like miniature horses or ponies.
Be
Okay.
dwarves.
Do I
Dwarves
see?
riding them.
Do I see any humanoid tracks?
You do see boot prints, but again, they're smaller than human.
Okay. Now, the scratches on there, I should be able to determine if the scratches are fresh or if they're old.
Hold on, guys. I'll be back.
All right. So what you're going to need to do, and
Real nature.
is
What is
roll your. I'm gonna say roll. I'm gonna go with Narcissus and say roll nature. Make a nature roll.
I didn't mean to roll that. Sorry.
Okay, the gashes on the door, they're about 2 days old.
So I'm gonna let the guys know. Listen, this like 2 days before something have scratched this. I wouldn't be able to determine what did it, right?
No.
Okay. I want to look around the area of the cave,
Mhm.
of the cave entrance, to see if I see any animal footprints, heavy animal footprints, and see if I can find them if they're like 2 days old.
The hoof prints, the smaller hoof prints.
Does it look like the creatures that we were dealing with over there in the village?
No. They had clawed paws.
Right. So, but this is when I especially me, that I felt it and I dealt with them hand to hand and stuff like that. When I looked at their claws, were they like 5 fingers? Was it, or 3 fingers?
Did they have 5 fingers that went into the side of my ass cheeks?
Ooh, they were
I
like,
felt those. No, you don't. You don't see them in the immediate area. No.
All right.
I'm gonna look around. Are there any birds in the area?
None. You have, in fact, thinking that out loud and asking me, your character, Narcissus, you suddenly realize I haven't heard a bird in over 2 hours since you've come closer to this thing, and it's nestled at the foothills of a valley. So this entrance, the road leads to the entrance, but there's a secondary road. And by road, I mean like a path that goes into a deeper part of this valley. Now, in the valley itself, as you guys are focused primarily on the door and looking around. Durzo's looking for the tracks. He's trying to determine if his ass is gonna get chewed up again. And Ukla's just like, I just want to punch. And then Narcissus is thinking about the birds, looking at the birds. You guys are just looking around.
you read my mind. I swear to God, you read my mind.
You saw the valley. It goes off to your right, to the right of where the entrance to this thing is, and there is a heavy mist that hangs in the air in that valley. Now, again, the air is really cold. It feels like if you were to gauge it, you're in the summer right now. This feels like the first blast of winter.
Wow, that bad.
It's that cold.
And Lou, those all the footprints, were they heading towards the door?
Yes.
And how many of them can we count?
It was about a half a dozen.
And most likely there will be the dwarf or gnome.
You can't determine that, but they're smaller footprints, so they could either be a dwarf, a halfling, half elf, or an elf.
They got bigger footprints.
Oh, I'm sorry, the half elf. So it could be any number of smaller than human races.
Okay, so there's no animal sound whatsoever. So this
None.
place is just creepy. On the creepy meter is a 10, right?
Correct.
And it's cold like that, so it won't be any lizards or snakes either.
Okay, so
Yeah, and then you're feeling it a little bit more. So, Narcissus, the cold is not your friend.
No.
So Lou, I'm gonna go towards the door and check it out.
I'm gonna go grab me a heavier cloak off my horse.
All right. Okay.
Are there any signs of camps?
You didn't notice any on the way. Do an investigation roll, please.
I got a 16.
All right. In that valley, you can see just on maybe about 40 feet away, as the mist is clear. You know, it doesn't fully clear, but as the wind picks up and it rolls the fog, you can see the vestiges of a camp. But there were like 4 lean-tos, and there was a fire pit. You know, a stone ringed fire pit that has since burned out. but that's all you see there.
So
Everybody roll
How far-
perception, please. Okay. Remember to click on your you just hit Alt and click your token, and then you can go to your character sheet to hit the buttons. All right, Ukla, you got to take off the advantage thing.
But I have a check on it with.
Oh, you do
so
have?
yeah.
It's
I
an
do.
advantage. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So Derzo,
I gotta check
Look
on
at
it
him.
too. But
look at him. He's about to get that chancla to the face, son.
Ooh, you saw it? You saw it, bro? That was fast. Damn. Ooh, yo, Lou, you gotta slow down the footage. You saw it, right? It was like this.
Look at him. Uh-oh.
He just mushed somebody.
Yo, no, he's
Whoa.
like, yeah, talk to the hand because your face doesn't
happened?
want to hear it anymore.
Bro, we saw the chancleta flying by you, bro. And it was fast. It was like this. Dude's gotta slow down
Chancleta
the
is a
camera.
Puerto Rican flip-flop that is
Word.
used as a deadly weapon, just for those of you who don't know what we're talking about.
Damn, bro, that was lightning speed.
Uh,
Yo, so you heard what happened, D?
roll perception.
No, I haven't heard nothing.
roll perception,
Roll
please.
Perception.
I found an old camp.
Is it a passive wisdom perception?
No, that's the target for people to sneak up on you. You have to click on the perception button.
Click on the skill in
on
the
the skill,
character.
yeah.
There you go.
Yo, Dave, you gotta check on it. It's at advantage.
Is it? Is that ready?
Yeah.
if you have the check on it,
I
yeah.
got a +2. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, the +2 is already in that.
Yeah.
It's already in that. So do you have it? Do you have it at an advantage?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. All right. So you definitely hear. You all hear like coming from as your eyes are drawn to that camp. You can hear this like a whining sound. It's almost animal, and it's a little further in the passage going into the valley of those hills, but it is in that fog. You can hear it. It's echoing because there's no other sounds right now.
Can I make my way towards it?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm taking out my great axe.
Okay.
Guys, do you understand? He just said it's in the fog.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
we're
no
gonna
way
go.
of knowing what your visibility is gonna go right there once you walk in.
You scared of something?
No, it's not scared of something. It's just the simple fact is that I want to see what I'm fighting.
Okay. You guys got to tell me what you're doing. So
I am going to start to slowly and carefully approach the sound.
I'm standing out of the fog. I got an arrow notch.
okay.
Okay, so what I'm doing before I go into the fog, I already got my great axe. I'm gonna go into my pocket, take out a Kotex, and hand it to Dwight. Then I'm gonna start going into the fog.
Sorry. I wasn't expecting that. Oh my god. Oh god. That just came out of nowhere. I thought he was being serious. He's like, okay.
No, the sad thing is, I think he was.
He's like, wait a minute. Here you go. Oh my god. Yo.
Oh, so I'm not giving the
sorry.
Kotex. Me and Steve are gonna walk into the fog. Oh my
Oh.
god, that was too funny, bro.
Holy crap.
Oh man.
Christ. That was the worst thing ever. I'm gonna move it back to this one. Okay. So, Narcissus, you taking point, right? Because
Yeah.
you were the one that announced it first anyway. So Narcissus taking point, Ukla's behind, and then Durzo is
Overwatch.
taking Overwatch. Yeah, right. You see the camp. It's as you're getting towards it. You can see the vestiges of it was a cook fire. They had the little foldable pot, whatever the little cauldrons, and there was something in it that was cooking. It's still there. It's like blackened over and moldy. The bedrolls are still out. There are some saddlebags that are scattered. The other thing that you guys notice as you're going through that, there are patches of blood on the ground. You can see the sheen, the slickness, because it is still daytime. You can see the sheen from the blood as you're going through it. It's like it's clotted up in certain spots. That's when you get closer to the sound. You can hear, and about 20 feet in, that fog just envelops all of you. It's very, very thick. Ukla, unless you light a torch, you're literally blind in this fog. There's still ambient light, but the way that the sun is not, the sun isn't directly overhead, so there is no light in this
Okay,
part
so
of the
this
valley.
is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put
And
away
in
my.
Narcissus and Durzo, your vision is
Wait a minute, I'm not in the fog.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So Narcissus, your vision
Remember, he's
is
putting on Kotex.
all right. Stop
He's
it.
putting
Your
on.
vision is severely hampered. You can see maybe about 5 or 6 feet in front of you. That's the best. That's you straining to look, and then Durzo's outside.
So
when
Lou,
when they get to a certain point, Durzo, they walk in maybe about 35 feet in. You estimate, and it seemed like that mist just enveloped them. It almost looked like it did it, like it was purposeful.
On purpose.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry.
what
You
I'm
were
gonna
going to
do
say,
is,
Ukla.
Yes, I'm gonna put away my great axe. I'm taking out my hand axe so I can have the torch in one hand and then the hand axe in.
All right. So it takes you a
the
couple of
other
seconds to light the torch because they're not auto torch. They're not auto torches.
No, I know.
So
I'm gonna tell.
you
I'm
can-
gonna tell.
Go ahead. I'm
Ukla.
sorry.
I'm gonna tell Narcissus. I'm gonna tell him, hold on, give me a second, because it's hard for me to see. Let me light the torch. Keep an eye out, and then I'm gonna
You-
start lighting.
You know that the battle axe has a versatile trait, right? That means you can hold it with one hand and still fight with it. Just to let you know.
It's a great axe. Can you?
Yeah.
Can you? Oh,
I think
okay.
it says versatile on it.
Is it
Let's see.
because it's two-handed. It's
Is
not.
it
It's
two-handed?
not a battle axe.
My,
Hold on a second.
I think it was versatile.
It doesn't say on here. It just says
Says
great axe
martial. It's
plus
a
4,
martial
2d12
melee.
plus 4
It's heavy.
slash.
It's a heavy two-handed weapon.
Oh, my bad. I
Uh,
got mistaken for the other one then.
okay.
No, that's fine. That's why I got my hand axe out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tell him to give me a minute. I'm gonna light the torch,
Yeah.
and
So
then we're gonna.
you can
continue
hear Oaklock, scratching against the flint and trying to light the torch. You can hear that sound again. It's like,
What does it sound like? Is this like it sounds like an animal? Animal?
sounds like an animal. It's sort of recognizable, but it could be anything that's caught, like an animal. It sounds like an animal that's caught in a trap. Basically, what I'm saying.
All right. So my question is this: I know it's a stupid question, but
Mhm.
does the animal sound young?
Yes,
It does.
yes.
So I got that beast speak. I picked it I picked it before I decided I wanted the other one.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna use that until I get to level up and change it. I'm gonna use beast speak. I'm gonna say
Okay.
that. Are you hurt, child?
All you can hear. That's a cantrip, right?
No, it's my warlock ability.
Okay.
I can
Wow.
speak to animals.
That would have changed the whole thing. But in any event, you just hear it. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts.
So I'm trying to get closer to it.
Okay.
I
So-
tell Ukla that it's a wounded animal.
Okay, so
You
We're gonna
you
still-
completely lost Narcissus in the mist because he kept going while you were stopping to light your flint.
No,
To
no.
strike
I
your
told
flint.
him. I told him.
Yeah, I understand what you told him, but he kept
I
walking.
know, but I kept going. I heard it. I started speaking to it, and I realized what it was. So I tried to get closer to it.
Okay. When you get to a certain point where the first thing you see, well, the first thing you start hearing is the buzzing of flies.
Uh-huh.
And the to your right as you're walking, you can start smelling. It smells like feces and urine and blood, and it's starting to permeate the air. To the right on the ground, you can see one of those ponies. It has its stomach is ripped out completely, and it's splayed out. To the left, there's another one. This is I'm assuming you're still walking. Okay.
We're still walking.
When you get to what it is that's making the noise, it is another pony. It's lying on its side with its head facing you, and it seems to be like shuddering. But without needing to make a perception roll, you're looking at it, and towards the back you can see something like the silhouette of something just underneath the haunch, the ass, and and you can hear the
All right, so I'm gonna sneak up on it. This is not paying attention to me,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm
All
gonna put
right,
my
so
hand.
you're gonna need to roll stealth because it does have passive perception anyway. But go ahead.
Right.
All right. You can see it. It's like hunched over, and it's as you make your way around it. There's enough space to the left and to the right for you to walk around it, but you're not quite as stealthy as you would like to. You can hear your boots. You're like stepping in puddles of blood. You can hear it because there's literally no other sounds besides the thing whining and this thing tearing at apparently tearing at the pony's flesh, and it lifts up its head. As it lifts up its head, you can get a better view of it. It looks like it has two horns that are sticking up, and again, it's far enough away that you can't get a really good look at it. But the one thing that you do notice is that it has one like semi-translucent eye, and it's looking around like and then it just goes right back at this thing, and the thing's like, it hurts, it hurts, and all you can hear, Ukla, is,
I'm going towards the direction.
okay. And you can hear Ukla coming up behind you, heavy boot prints,
So I'm a
his heavy
I'm gonna start
footfalls,
going-
rather.
I'm gonna keep it the thing in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna angle it in front of me, and I'm gonna step back slow towards Ukla with my other arm stretched out
Mm-hmm.
until he
Oh,
runs
okay.
into me.
So until he catches up to you.
Right.
All right. So the thing that you do notice is the torchlight. As the torchlight gets closer, first of all, it looks like a candlelight in the mist. As you guys get closer to it, the thing is just like all you hear is and just lifts again. The horns at the top of the silhouette, and then that one eye just lifts up off over the haunch of the beast, and is staring in Ukla's direction, like past you, because you're at an angle, but he's coming
Right.
straight in. He's like,
Yo, Lou, does my danger sense go off?
yes, it does.
Okay.
All
You,
right.
you felt that. You were like, yo, give me that tampon, son.
No,
What
I
I'm gonna do? So what
I
I'm
know
gonna
what I'm
do?
gonna do now. Damn, I hate to use them like this, but I'm going to step away from. I was going towards him. I stopped when I noticed that it's tracking the torch.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm gonna angle away from him to the side. And try
To
and
the
get,
right or
like,
to the
try-
left? You're to its right. No, so you're if it's facing you, right?
Uh-huh.
You're on its left side.
So I'm gonna keep going to the left.
Okay.
I'm gonna get
so
around it, out
so
of its vision.
it's your right, its left. You know what I mean?
Right.
If it's facing you.
Yeah.
So you would either go if you go to the left, that means you're going in its line of sight. To
No,
the
I'm
right
gonna go,
is
I'm gonna
further
go-
around.
I'm gonna stay low
Mm-hmm.
to keep the soon-to-be carcass between it and me,
Yep.
and I'm gonna stay low. And I'm gonna let it track Ukla, and I'm gonna go to the right.
Okay.
I can get a clear shot on it.
Make another stealth roll.
This is not my skill.
You're a warlock. Another 3. All
How the
right.
hell do I keep rolling that same number?
So
'Cause it loves
again,
you.
it turns to where you're standing. It's like,
Uh-huh.
and the translucent eye you can see it blinking, and then it turns back to where Ukla is and jumps over the thing and starts bolting towards him. You
When it
can
does
hear
that,
this
do wishbone.
Ukla as it's coming towards you.
You heard?
I hear it, right?
Yeah, you get an
I'm gonna cast
opportunity
Wishbone on
attack. That's your cantrip, yes?
No, that's my spell.
That's
my
your
festival
spell. Okay.
I'm gonna cast
Wait,
Wishbone
wait,
on
wait, hold on, Lou. I didn't hear you because Steve was talking over you.
No, he's
Repeat it
getting an
again?
opportunity to attack because it jumps over the pony and is going straight towards you.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Is that a 16?
Yeah,
It's a 16.
16.
Okay.
Yeah,
I did-
16.
And I
Which
did max
bolt?
damage on the Witch Bolt.
Okay. Now, Ukla, as you're coming towards, as you're coming close with your hand axe and your torch in front of you, you can hear, and then this blue. Describe for me the witch bolt. Is your
Yeah,
specific
it's a blue
witch
bolt
bolt?
of lightning.
It's a blue-
Basically, it's
just lightning.
what you call it, dog. It's the Emperor doing force
Okay.
lightning.
So all you hear is
Dark Sidious.
it just a crack. It's like.
And as long as I concentrate, it's constant.
And it lands in front of you and it's like it lands in the blood-soaked muddy ground and just slides right to just about your foot, to like maybe about 3 feet in front of you. It's like as this
How big
this,
is it?
as this lightning is hitting it. That's the thing. You can't really see it because his witch bolt is just filling your eyes with light. So you're like, what the? Lords of Light! No.
Oh, Lou,
So it's just
Lou,
like,
if I take, if I
just
try to hit
writhing
it,
on the ground.
If I try to hit it with, no, because he's shooting lightning. I got a steel weapon. How?
You could
He's like, yeah.
you can hit it. It's not like-
Okay, because I don't want to be like, and then they show.
No.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, Lou, is I'm gonna.
All right.
Yo,
You get to
I'm
hit
gonna-
with an advantage
Okay.
because it's prone.
Okay, hand axe.
All you hear from behind you is like, guys, is everything okay?
Why I gotta sound like Spanky? Why do I gotta sound like
Pops, look at that, Pops.
Wow.
all right, so
Natural
he's just like,
20.
you hit it and there's no more sound. Are you still like, damn it?
Yeah.
Just cooking it.
Just making
So,
sure.
so I'm gonna be like,
The lightning
No.
is still hitting it. It's
so I'm-
still like crackling
I'm
from
gonna
all
be
the
like,
energy going
stop,
through
it's
it.
dead. Stop, it's dead.
When he says that, I stop.
Okay, so it's just like,
So Lou, I'm gonna look at this thing. What is it?
so the first thing you notice is that the smell of burnt flesh and cooking meat just like coming off of it. It's all the outer layer of its skin is boiled over with pus and blisters, and this guy's gross. And when you getting closer to it, it's a dwarf. The horns that you noticed was the helmet, and one of its eyes has been gouged out, and one of its the three fingers the last 3 fingers on its right hand are gone.
Does it
And
have flesh? It has flesh on it, you said, right?
yeah,
It's a zombie.
I'm about to say that.
So Lou, I take a look at it. I mean, it's well, obviously it's all burnt, but the parts that aren't burnt,
There are no
is it
parts that
ate?
are burnt.
So the whole thing is crisp.
Yeah, he stayed on it. He was like,
Okay.
he's
So
just
what I'm gonna do,
he
Lou,
Emperor
Nice
Palpatine
smell.
this shit.
Lou, does I'm gonna take my hand axe and move it around. Does it have anything on his body?
Okay, so
Is it a zombie? I'm looking at
you,
it.
you
Do I use
turn
arcane?
it over and Narcissus walks over to it. Well, whatever it is, it's dead. It's definitely dead now. And there was a huge chunk of its midsection that's missing. So as it was eating, whatever the meat that was going down its throat was instantly coming out of its stomach.
So I think it was a zombie.
Does it have any like jewelry?
It has furs.
anything?
He has a couple of rings. Aside from that massive wound in its chest and stomach, and the scorch marks. It's fully clothed. It has boots. It has everything else. It's missing the fingers on the right hand, and that's it.
I'm going to tend to the pony.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Lou. Okay, go ahead.
As
Go
I'm
ahead.
tending to it, and I'm using whatever's on the ground, like the bedrolls and whatever.
Mhm.
Try and wrap it and patch it up. I'm gonna ask it what happened here.
Okay. What were you doing, Ukla?
I'm gonna. Does it have any form of insignia on it? Like anything noticeable? Any tattoos? Anything?
He has
Nah,
plenty of
good.
tattoos, but that's
Is there anything?
any
that's
identifying
noticeable?
markings.
Yeah. Maybe like a clan or what tribe?
You
or
wouldn't
what
know.
part of
You
the
wouldn't
land.
know it without having to see others with it.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check them, take it, anything that's valuable off of the body. I'm taking it.
All right. So he has the rings.
I'm taking those.
His clothing is useless. Plus, you don't.
Okay.
You're a human barbarian, so it definitely won't fit you. His helmet would not fit you.
Nah, but I don't- I'm
So
not
and
taking
he's
none of that
not
stuff.
carrying any weapons on him.
Okay, so now I'm gonna continue heading to where Steve was at. Where
Okay.
Steve is going.
When you get to the pony's body, by the time you get back to it, it's dead. And the reason why it's dead is because what the dwarf was doing was eating. It ate basically the leg that you couldn't see it was lying on. It chewed through most of its back, and a big chunk of its haunch is gone. So it bled out.
Is there anything else around this area that's surrounding the?
Now the pathway continues, but you can't really see anything.
This is some crazy shit.
There's no more sounds, right? Or we gotta go
Besides you
perception.
two, no. Durzo, you can hear that sound. You hear all of that. It literally happened within 30 seconds. Like, you can barely hear the creature, but then you hear, "Oh my God, what's Dicka going on?" No, you don't say that, but you can look at his face.
You just had to throw that in. Right?
Anyway,
You
so
just
but
had to
you
throw
do
that in,
hear,
right?
you do see a quick flash of blue, of a sharp blue light, and then it's sustained for a couple of seconds, and then and then it's gone. You've seen Narcissus use his Eldritch Bolt, so they.
Which
I will give you
Alright,
his
so
Witch
I-
Bolt,
I
so you
now
understand it.
determined
Yeah, that
There
he.
was something in there.
Yeah, that he used his.
fought it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now they're all dead.
I'm looking around and I am listening to hear if anything else is coming through, is inside the fog. So if I hear that the noise is in front of me, I'm listening for on the left and the right side because that made a ruckus. That means if I heard it, other people heard it.
Okay.
Or other things heard it.
All right. Without having to roll a perception, you're doing your crazy Ivan and looking around with your bow and your arrow knocked. You can feel this cold wind coming in from the marsh, the marshy forest. You can feel it coming in, and the door, you can hear a mechanism click, and then it cracks open.
have my bow pointed at it.
Mm-hmm.
Anything coming out?
No.
make a like an owl noise,
Cuckoo, cuckoo.
something like that.
He's like, ooh, ooh, la jara.
You're stupid.
All right.
He's gonna be making all these
With you
animal
guys,
sounds.
with you guys have been traveling together,
for
I'll
what?
assume. I'll just. You guys can assume that you understand that to be Durzo calling.
So I'm gonna start heading back towards Dorzo before he gets his ass eaten out again.
Yo, stop flim flamming, bro.
Yo, bro.
And you know, one of his butt cheeks is already bleeding. It's still just healed, so we're gonna go back.
All right. You make your way out into that clearing. You can see Durzo. He is hyper. He's just looking around like, he has his bow already knocked and everything.
I don't like this.
Hey guys, the door open.
So look towards the door. What's over there?
You can see it's cracked open about 3 inches. It wasn't open when you guys walked there.
Do you see anything come out?
No.
No, it opened on.
Oh,
its
I'm
own.
sorry. You were talking to him. Sorry.
Okay, so come on, let's go check it out.
Let's go see what's
Well-
over there now. Now that it's open.
Lou, I want to ask you something.
Mhm.
Just we're not surrounded by the fog anymore. Am I correct?
No.
Okay, so I'm putting away my torch and I'm taking out my great axe.
You
All
might
right.
need that torch inside.
Dude, you know that messes us up, right?
What?
I know. The torch messes us up because you block our vision.
Well, right now we don't need the torch, so let's just see what opened up the door.
All right. Hold on for a second. I have to do something really quick here. So you're gonna go to the door itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll go first.
All right. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Take that out. I have to set this up first.
So look, we just gotta pay attention. Now we know where all the monsters are.
Alright.
Now, Lou, all of this is happening on our way to the village that goes to that certain town, right? The demon town.
This is all of this is on your way to the fallen, the
camp.
Forsaken Kingdom. Yeah, this isn't. What's going to end up happening is that your end goal is to get to the city, but the games leading up to it. That's what we're doing now.
Oh, some bullshit.
All right, relax. All right, so move you guys. So you guys are going in, yes?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Change something here. Alright. So I'm not really good with the dynamic lighting, but I'm gonna move you guys. If you should be on the new map.
I need to. No, I don't see it. Hold on, give me a second.
Can you guys see it? If you
Hold
don't,
on, give me a
refresh
second.
refresh your screen. I know the Durzo
Oh, there it
just
is.
dropped.
I don't see nothing, Lou.
I'm using the dynamic lighting, so you guys should see the new map. I just moved the whole party to it.
I see it.
I don't see it.
All right, refresh your browser.
I
Move it
just
to the
did.
move it to the left and to the bottom. Like bring it all the way down to the bottom. And move it all the way to the left.
There it goes. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Oh,
You're
okay.
welcome.
So you were probably too zoomed in. All right, I got you now.
Wait, so I gotta do the same thing too?
Yeah. So the one thing that you guys immediately notice is that there is no lights except for Ukla's torch.
Hold on,
Alright.
I still don't see it, and I'm refreshing.
No. Scroll down on your screen, and
Yeah, drag it
then move it over to the left.
All the way to the left.
Okay, wait a second.
My
Really?
bow is not gonna work in these little hallways, huh?
Oh, now I see it.
Oh, we don't know how little the hallways are.
Well, the stair there's once you open up the door, which echoes throughout everywhere in the immediate vicinity, and there's no way to avoid it unless you pour oil on the hinges. The door
no,
is
so I'm gonna take out the flask of oil that I was saving for this moment, and I'm gonna use it.
the door is old. You're pushing it, and
WD-40.
and there are steps leading down. Now, here's the thing. Don't use your mouse to move your character. Click on the token, and then use your arrow keys. Each square that you move is 5 feet. You guys can move 6 feet per action. That's 30 feet. Okay?
Lou, can you move your GM figure because it's right in the middle of the road of the stairs?
Funny. That's you.
No, your GM. You know how on roll 20, your GM is right in the.
You talking about this?
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Yeah.
So then you have it way zoomed in.
Yeah,
Okay,
zoom
so
out, Lou.
first things first. Stop moving. I want to know what you guys seem to be moving in
I'm
different
moving
directions.
to the right.
Okay, so if you guys are moving in those directions, I just need to know that. So
I'm following him.
Narcissus, I'm going to the right.
I got you. Where's Ukla?
Ukla's
I'm in it right now.
You
crying.
got your diaper? Come here.
Yeah.
Remember to use your mouse, your direction keys. Yeah. So you're gonna move. The max you can move per turn is 6. That's 30 feet.
How much does the stair count? How many does the
So
stair
each
count?
time you move, that's 5 feet.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
All right. So
30. So I can
I'll
move
give you an
right here.
example. If I move you here,
Right here.
wait. If you're here, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Yeah, right there.
Okay, so
yeah, I can
just-
move.
all right.
Okay, so I'm chilling right
Okay,
there.
so right there,
Now-
there's a heavy wooden door right in front of you. It looks like
We're here.
yes, it looks
Yeah,
like
right
it's
there.
fortified. Fortified in that it has the metal banding on the top, middle, and the bottom.
All right, so first thing I want to do is check for traps right around the door.
Okay.
What would that be, sir?
Investigate.
Investigation. What did you roll?
14.
All right. There are there's nothing that you can see. By the way, that red on the ground, that's blood. That's just a blood spatter that's going towards that door. And I forgot to mention that, and I apologize. But that's blood spatter that's moving towards that door.
Okay. I didn't find no traps. Look at the door. The way the door is. Does it open outward or inward?
You don't see the hinges on your side, so you could assume
Opens
that
inward.
it opens inward.
All right.
Is the map lighting fucking you guys up?
No,
No, I was just saying. I think it's
I
pretty
see
cool.
it is. It's fucking great. Well, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but this wall is definitely a barrier for me. This door is definitely a barrier for me.
Well, I'm gonna change from.
By the way, it's even colder in this place than outside.
All right,
You can
and
see
I don't like it.
you can see your breath in the air.
I don't like it one bit.
So Lou, I'm gonna change from longbow to short swords,
Okay.
and I'm gonna push the door open with my foot. See if I can push it open.
All right. What's your strength?
13.
You can definitely do that. So you move the door. And now you can see into the room. When you see into the room, you can see 2 slabs, a table, and there's a candle that is lit but almost burnt out. To the left, there are 3 bodies that seem to be wrapped in a funeral garb.
Okay. So I have both my swords ready, walk in stealthily without making a noise.
Okay. Then you need to roll stealth.
All right. I have no problem with that.
I do.
He keeps rolling 3s. All right. So you're not making a sound, but that doesn't account for your 2 companions. Well, so
Fine.
they have to make the rolls too. And another 3. What the hell, dude? Holy shit.
Oh, Lou, I'm not even sneaking. I'm walking in.
Oh, so all right.
Sorry.
So walk into the room, and when you walk in, you see that table. It has some. It looks like it has some pins, forceps. It's essentially like a mortician's table. The body that's on the right, that one has been there. It's already putrefying.
That one?
Yeah. This guy right here is already putrefying. The one to the left is wrapped. The 3 on the ground are also wrapped. Now, okay.
What do they look like? Elves, humans?
The one on the table he's human. Okay, so I'm gonna hold on a second, please.
Oh yeah, fuck your music.
Where is it?
Lou,
Yes, sir.
I'm going to close that main door behind me.
Okay. All right. All right. As you close that door, I'm going to make a roll here. Can't see.
Damn.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Lou's
All right.
first roll, fucking natural 20.
All right.
What's that, damage?
No. No. All right. Now
That's your other butt cheek missing.
you're closing the door. Narcissus he's to the right of Durzo, which leaves Ukla. Now, Ukla, you're looking. You're still taking the lay of the room, but what you don't notice is the stack of 3 bodies. There was something moving, and this thing pops out. I'll tell you right now. There we go. Just it comes up from the 3.
What is it?
It's it made a stealth roll, so it's going to get an opportunity to attack. It just
All right.
comes up and it's going to attack. Let me lower this. This is pretty loud. It's loud in my ears. I don't know about you guys.
Nah, it
Yeah,
is
it's a little loud.
Get rid of that
That's
for a
from Final
second.
Fantasy 9. That's my favorite one.
Okay. So
Who is it attacking?
me.
it's attacking
Ookla.
Ookla. Oh, duh. Shouldn't
Oh,
even-
wait a minute. Ukla, look up your danger sense. I think you get a bonus to save. For
I
being,
think I do too. Hold on. Give me a sec.
for being surprised.
Hold on.
Tell you. Danger sense.
Yeah, it should be giving you an edge when you dodge away from. Okay, so
Let's
basically
see.
I get a
You have
bonus.
an
to
advantage on
start-
dexterity saving throws against the effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. So it's not necessarily for sneak attacks.
Yeah, yes it is there because I got the Puerto Rican version.
All right. So he hits you with a 20, but it's not a natural.
Okay.
So the damage is 5 points.
Okay.
So as it comes up, you're just looking around. The way to envision it is you have your axe, and you're scanning the room from left to right. The thing comes up as you're looking to your right, and then you turn, and it just lunges at you and slams you against the wall. Its cold, icy grip is just tearing at your chest. You can feel its fingers. Its fingers just dig into your chest because you are you don't wear armor because of the rage. It's just like all you guys Durzo, you close the door and you just hear ow. No, you guys can hear you see Ookla gets slammed against the wall, and it doesn't register at first because he's to your right, and Narcissus is scanning the room as well. But then you see the hands. You see the hands attached, the arms attached to one of these hulking undead, and it's just hitting them against the walls like. Ah! So we're gonna have to roll initiative. All right. So hold on a second. Let me lower this here. So yeah, it pops up. It's like. I'm doing the sound. It pops up. It's like, as it does that, you guys. Let's see something here.
Roll a niche, right?
Yeah. Hold on. And I'm gonna. All right. So as it yells and screams, the one that's wrapped, it snaps out of its wrapping, and it sits up, and the human that's on the right, his eyes flitter open, and they have that they have that incandescent glow in their eyes that you saw from the dwarf. All right. So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll their initiative.
You got a suckiness.
We will determine roll bulk. Roll bulk. Huh. That's weird. Thought I could do that here, but they don't have that set up, so I'll just do it one at a time. Okay, there's the normal-ish. That guy.
You're gonna have to type in Uklas too, because he didn't tap his character. I mean, his token.
All right. So remember, you have to tap your token and then roll the initiative. But don't do it now, Ukla. Yours was what?
It's 2.1. 2.1.
That was a 2. Okay, so
Wow.
that's weird. I'm just gonna click it and then change it. So it's 2.1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2.1.
All right. So this is how we're going to do it. Descending should automatically then. All right. So Durzo's up first.
No, that's not me. That's Narcissus.
Didn't you roll a 20, or did you? Was
No, I
that?
rolled a 9.
Oh, you rolled twice. All right. Let me get rid of this. Oh, that's from the
Did I?
last.
That's
That's
my
no.
first
That's from
number.
that's from the last time. I'm sorry. I didn't clear it. All right. So Narcissus is first.
Eldritch Blast.
How many times can you do that?
It's a cantrip.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking of the Witch Bolt. I'm sorry. All right. Go ahead.
I did. I rolled a 21 and 7 points.
All right. So which one are you attacking?
The one that's attacking Ukla.
Okay. So this guy here.
Yep. This guy here.
Sorry. No. All right. So you hit it, and it hits. It's still holding on to Ukla. Next in the order is this guy here. Oh, I see what I did wrong. All right, never mind. It doesn't matter. So this guy hops off the table and is making its way to you, Narcissus.
Mm-hmm.
Too many screens up. What's your AC?
12.
12? Okay. I should be able to see that. All right, so it's 12. So it swings at you and misses. As you do the blast, you're like, holy shit! It just swings at you. You manage to duck out of the way. The next is this guy here, and he's coming directly at Ukla. This guy here, and he's coming directly at Ukla. I'm gonna roll it again.
It's me.
And your AC is what?
13.
Okay. So it's missing you. So that means we're. Why did I do that? Sorry.
It's Durzo's turn.
Durzo's turn. There you go.
All right, I'm gonna attack this one,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going for a headshot with my short sword.
Okay. It's not at an advantage, so you have to do that again.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. Just change it back to normal. Doesn't matter. So you. It hits the ground, and I'm gonna make con save.
There's reverb in the background, by the way.
Somebody is reverbing, not me. Alright. Did I make that roll? I didn't make the roll. There we go. All right, so once you crack it, and your sword sinks halfway into its skull, it takes a couple of steps back, and it looks like it's about to fall, and it's like, now it's going to reach out for you. Next is wait, is that wrong?
I'm the last
Now
one
it's
to
Ukla.
attack. I'm the last
Okay.
one to attack.
You know, I think it's because I left the initiatives from the last game, the last battle. I apologize. All right, so no, it's not. It's this. It's this zombie that was
The very first
one to attack you. So I'm gonna put that guy here.
But didn't he attack already?
No, he got an opportunity attack.
Okay, go.
Okay. Slam you again against the wall. Okay, so your AC is a 13, so it does no
Yeah.
damage. So it's trying to like dig its claws in and just and use its strength to just slam you up against the wall. Now the next, and last but not least, is Ukla.
Okay. No, I'm. What's his AC? I hit it 8, 10 damage.
You were hitting it with a great axe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
I told you I had it out.
all right. So you come down on it with your axe, and you don't have the leverage. In other words, you miss. So you don't have the leverage to hit it. So
Okay.
your axe just hits the ground. You can hear it clink off the stone. So we're gonna back to the top of the initiative order, which is this guy who is now attacking Durzo. Because Durzo, he matter of fact, I have to move you up here because you.
I still got the sword stuck in its head, right?
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying. You had to move your token up in order to get to attack it. But either way, it's you could do a diagonal. It's fine. But it's still attacking.
All right.
All right. So.
Did it really roll a 20?
No, that's a modified 20. So if it was a 20, then the number would be in green.
Right?
Yeah. So it grabs you and lifts you off the ground. And so you have your axe, your sword in its head. It grabs you and lifts you off the ground and slams you right into the table. So you're here. And it moves here. And it did 7 points. Remember to mark that off. Just click on your hit points and just put -7.
did.
All right. You did? What's your hit points?
18, and I put it down to 11.
I don't see it. So when you... There you go. All right. And Ukla, you didn't take off the damage I did to you. See, this guy's cheating? Unbelievable. Why always cheating, bro? What was the damage that I did to Ukla earlier? Blah, blah, blah.
5.
Yes, it was 5. So you click on the blue, you put -5, and then it'll automatically deduct it. All right. So next is Narcissus again. So you have the one to your right, the one that just slammed Durzo through the table, and then the one that's pinning Ukla against the wall. So I'm going to put him here. By the way, when Durzo, you're now prone, so you're gonna have to spend an attack to get off the ground. And
I'm laying on the table, right?
no, smash you through the table.
Okay.
So its attacks, its subsequent attacks are going to be with an advantage.
Can my attack be that I just push the sword all the way through its head
You
from
still
the
have
floor?
to. You still have to. You still have to roll the attack, and it's going to be with a disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay. So next is Narcissus. Is he here?
Steve.
I thought I was making the reverb. That's why I turned off my mic. But it wasn't me. Can you hear me now, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, so my action is to help him up.
Okay. So the one to your right is going to get an opportunity attack, and its next, and its second attack. So I'm going to do that now. double screen here. So your
12.
AC is what?
12. Defender wins.
Okay. So it's still clawing at you as you're trying to help Durzo off the ground, which you're able to do. You grab him and you pull him off. You pull him up to his feet. All right. So that zombie again goes to attack you.
He hits me.
All right. So he does 6 points. He grabs you and pulls you back, and you hit the wall. All right. Durzo.
Take that nigga's head off.
All right, please stop using the N-word. I understand you're getting beat up, but stop that. All right, we still have to roll a strike. 21 with 9 points. All right. Yeah. So you finally push your sword all the way through and chop half its head off, and it's just standing there like with just all this falling out of it, the side of his face, and it hits the ground.
All right.
All right. Hold on a sec, please.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Lewis. I know right now it's gonna be that other zombie that's attacking Ukla.
Mm-hmm.
If I can, I would like to get an opportunity attack to attack the zombie that's attacking Narcissus.
No, it's already on. It's opportunity attacks occur generally before your turn, or if there's if they're incapacitated somehow, and it isn't. He literally lifted you off the ground for you to be able to attack this guy. So you are gonna have to wait your next turn in order to help Narcissus.
Okay.
All right. So the next is Ukla's favorite friend. Again, he's trying to claw at you, and you're just like, By the way, and I'm gonna tell you this: you could use your rage as a bonus action. It doesn't cost you an action.
No, I know. I haven't.
You haven't used it yet.
Because I only have two of them per day, so that's how come I haven't used it.
Okay. So he's just like, you know what? I'm gonna get mad. Don't make me do it.
Durzo.
All right. So Ukla, it is your turn.
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Did it go? 14, and I did 6 damage.
Okay. Let me do this here. DC check on this guy.
If damage is reduced to 0 hit points, you must make a Constitution saving throw.
Are you guys watching this?
No, we can see what you're
You
putting.
can see what I'm putting. All right.
Yeah, it's talking
Is it
about.
extra?
It's on the chat, right?
Now-
Okay.
Now,
It's on
Lou,
the
remember that's the same zombie that took lightning.
chat. Yeah, I understand that.
All right.
Okay. So, you were hitting with your axe, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So you chop right into its neck, and the axe handle, the axe blade goes. You can hear it. It can snaps the clavicle and it goes right into his chest, but it's still coming. I'm sorry. I have to go back to this. All right, so back to the top of the turn order. That guy is dead, so let me get rid of him. That would bring us to Narcissus.
Durzo. You hear me?
Yeah.
You got 2 short swords, right?
Yeah.
You can make a second attack you can make a bonus attack with a second sword. If you're wielding them both. If you're not wielding them both, then never mind.
I thought
No,
you
I
only
got
took
two
one.
swords.
You took one short sword out.
All right.
That's why I said 2, but okay.
No. He did say 2.
All right, so that's fine. But
So,
it is Narcissus' turn.
Me going in here, there's a 5-foot step, right?
Yes,
So 5-foot step back. I'm gonna shoot him.
that's actually 10 feet.
It's 10 feet.
Yep. Yeah. So 5, 10, and where you're standing is 10. Which is fine. You still have you still have 20 feet of move before you can make an attack, or you could just make your attack, or take an action.
All right, I'm gonna shoot him.
You're gonna.
Actually, no, I'm gonna shoot.
No,
this-
he's
this-
not in line of sight. You can't shoot him from there.
I'm gonna shoot this one.
Okay, that one you can. Yes. You know what? I am going to.
24, 6 damage.
I'm gonna get rid of this. Move this down really low. So, all right.
Beam of crackling energy strikes towards the creature within the range. The spell attack against the target.
All right, so I'm going to make a quick roll here. So at this point, you finally let out. You're like, "Ah!" The thing's like, you hit it and you can see it just it shivers as the energy radiates through it and hits the back and it flies. That's a beam of force, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it hits the hits that back wall and the back of its head hits the wall, and you can see the splash of that black blood, and finally it slumps over to the ground.
But before slumps over, it goes, nighty night, little rabbit.
99. All right, so this guy here is now coming up to Durzo.
Oh, they want Durzo because they know.
Because they know.
Yeah.
All right, so
19.
again, grabs you and just it grabs you and just it's going to throw you to the ground. So you can make a resistance. That's your dex check, and you have an advantage on that.
Oh, it's trying to go snacky on Durzo.
Roll my dexterity.
Yes, you
With an
have an advantage
It's
on
out
the
of
dex,
a-
right?
It's at an advantage
Mhm.
because I got a +6.
All right, so even with the advantage, it still slams you to the ground.
Nigga, I got a 17 and it's still slammy. Oh,
Yeah,
because
it had a 19.
You had to beat the
Calm
19.
down, bro.
All
right, all right.
Calm
I'm still
down.
trying to learn it.
Damn, they're just ganging up on the headless dirt. He's just a head. You noticed that, right? In his picture, it's
Yeah, that's what it is.
just a floating head above your name. All right, so again, you hear, "Damn it!" It just slams him to the ground. No. Did you take the 5 points?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Which means how much hit points do you have left?
6.
Ouch. All right, so you're feeling this. You're like, why is it just me?
No, that hurt me too.
So
no.
it's my attack, right?
Yes, but again, you have to get up. That's
Can
your.
I just from the floor stab the swords into it?
When you're prone in this game, you can do it, but it's at a disadvantage.
All right, give me a second.
I'm pretty sure that it's at a disadvantage. I'll have to look it up again. I saw it, I read it, and
Oh,
of course in the middle
wait,
of the game I
I
forget.
got my screen right here. Hold on.
Wait, it's on the DM screen because I have it too.
Yeah, I got a DM screen right here. I paid $100 for the package.
It's at a disadvantage.
Why are you? Damn. All right, so a prone creature's only movement option is to crawl unless it stands up and thereby ends the condition. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls. An attack roll against the creature has advantage if the attacker is within 5 feet. Okay, so it's just like I said. So you're gonna roll with a disadvantage.
No, what I'll do is I'll
Go to sleep.
shut up, Danny.
Yeah, he's hating on Durzo.
I'm gonna do the disadvantage. I'm gonna attack it.
Okay.
Shove my swords. I'm gonna. Can I be able to take both swords and stab it into it?
You can, yeah.
All right.
But the second attack has no bonuses,
Right.
only penalties. So if you have a negative to attack, it'll get that. But other than that, the straight
All
roll.
right, so the attack actually hits the first time. You roll the second time. but you don't get the +5.
I did put disadvantage.
No, that's
And
fine.
all I rolled was a nine.
It's a disadvantage. I'm saying you roll twice, one per sword. So the first
Okay.
one you get to add your bonus, but it's at a disadvantage. The second one is at a disadvantage with no bonus. So
All
we'll
right.
we'll just we'll subtract it from the roll.
Yeah.
So it's 11. That's actually a 6. So the second one does not penetrate it. So you do hit it, but it doesn't seem to do any damage. The first one is that you hit it with a 5. So what I'm going to do.
Yo, Lou, since he cut it, does he have any of that black stuff like falling in his
Take
mouth?
it easy.
Thank you,
All right.
thank you, Danny,
So,
for being an
it,
asshole.
again, it staggers backwards, but it's still coming after you. All right, so we're going to go back to the initiative. I'm going to see where we are. This guy,
Zombie
I'm going to
show.
take him off there. That means that Ukla, you get your attack.
Okay, Lou, I'm gonna body tackle it to get it off of the white.
All right, you still have to make a strike roll.
Okay, now to do the body tackle, what do I do? Just like because I don't want to use a weapon, because if I miss, I might hit him.
I believe it is a strength check.
A strength check. Okay, hold on. Okay, so I got a +6 strength, so that's an advantage.
Yes, actually it is.
So hold on, advantage and strength. Pops, come
All
on,
right.
pops.
So you just like, stop it! Stop, Mr. Mean Zombie! All of a sudden, like, just out of your peripheral, you see this giant hulking body just slam into it. All right, so the damage is only going to be 1 plus your strength, so that's
It's
7 points. So you crush it. I'm going to roll this again. And you crush it, and it you can hear this squishing sound as its midsection explodes onto you. So you're landing on it. Oh, it is. Oh no! It's in my mouth.
Yeah.
So you get up. You're like, ah. Just
I don't know why you laughing, because I could have just let it stay there and stop vomiting on you.
Wasn't vomiting on me. Now you got it in your mouth.
Okay, Lou. So I stretch out my hand to Dorzo the hurt and to pick him up.
Thank you.
the Durzo the hurt.
Lou, I'm gonna do cure wounds on myself.
Okay. Roll that.
What is that? A spell or a cantrip, D?
Spell.
It's a spell.
So that's your spell for the day.
Hey.
He's like, holy shit.
Man, those zombies pounced on him. They were like,
All right. So what did you roll? You just-
2. He healed 2 hit points.
Bless you.
All right. Put the 2 hit points back in. That's enough for the wounds to close. For any cuts or scrapes to close up. But otherwise, you're like, oh shit.
That's
I'm
tender.
hurt.
Why?
And mind you, this is just the beginning of the dungeon.
Yo, why don't we rest up a little bit and let us heal some hit points back? We all suffered.
You take a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just murk all the rest of these bodies before they try to get up.
There are 2 that are still wrapped.
Yeah, we're just stabbing them to death.
So he's like, oh, I feel
Yeah,
a little better.
he's I'm hurt. I've been abused.
He's a
I'm
murderous
traumatized.
elf. All right, so right there is a door. Give me 1 second before you do anything. So that's another door into obviously another room, but that's you can. It also has the reinforcement with the metal that goes across the wood beams, the wood planks, I should say.
Oh, I'm gonna go look on what's on the table.
What's left of the table?
There's nothing on the table because it's all on the ground.
Well, I'm gonna just check to see if there's anything.
I already described it. It's all like mortician's equipment. So like the long the forceps, and there's a chest
so
spreader,
I'm
and
gonna move.
like all old equipment.
Okay, so the door is right here. So I'll
Yeah, there's another door right there.
There.
And Durzo did close the door, so give me 1 second. I gotta move the door back in. This is a little rough here. So I'm gonna close. Essentially, closing the door means taking away the sight, so you can't see outside the door.
So we have Durzo going first.
Are you guys trying to open the door?
No. I mean, didn't you guys say you want to do a short rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A short rest would be 4 hours. Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah. So while these guys are resting, I'm gonna start doing push-ups for the whole 4 hours.
How many D? I rolled D what for hit points? D8?
I believe it is your hit die. It's 186 is the page.
I'm gonna spend 1 die. I think I'm 1D8, right?
A short rest
Voila.
is a period of downtime. Oh, it's at least an hour long, during which the character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending wounds. A character can spend 1 or more hit dice at the end of a short rest, up to the character's maximum number of hit dice, which is equal to the character's level. For each hit die spent in this way, the character rolls the die and adds to the character's Constitution modifier to it. The character regains hit points equal to the total minimum of 0. The character can decide to spend an additional hit die after each roll, and you regain some spent hit die upon finishing a long rest. That's weird, the way that's explained. So,
5. I get back to 5 I lost.
okay.
Right?
So
No,
what,
that's 4.
what is it? Roll a
Enough.
D8?
It's
it might-
you look on your characters on your character sheet, and you should be able to see your hit die. So in Durzo's case, your hit die is
A
2.
D10?
No, it's is that what it is?
You lose. So what you do? You waste them?
I'll look it up. No, you spend them to heal yourself.
So it's
But I mean, do
it's
you get 'em
basically
back?
it's basically like a self healing, and you can only get the
Yeah.
hit hit die back after a long rest.
After long
So
rest.
I'm not gonna use mine because I only took 5 hit
So
points.
the hit die is equal to you have to roll a D10. So
I
in
got
other
2
words,
hit dice,
you
so I
have
could
2
just
hit
roll
dice. You
one,
can
right?
roll 10 maximum for the day before you have to rest completely. So you can do it right now for this short rest of an hour and roll 1d10 to get in whatever the die roll is. And if you have a Constitution modifier, you can add that, which you do. You have 1. So whatever it is 1d10 plus 1.
Mine says +1 too, isn't it? Let me see.
Fucking sucks.
Yes, it is. I do get a +1.
You
Well,
rolled a
trade to
1.
be-
All right, so you have 2.
Oh
So
my
another
Lord.
2 hit points you can put back in.
Alright, so I got all my hit points back.
Oh man.
Okay. And you're not spending anything, Ukla?
No,
Okay.
because I only took 5 hit points. I still got 30.
You mean how many hit points you have? 35?
35, yeah.
Okay. So you're the muscle.
D, do you need to borrow 5 hit points?
You a fat bitch.
You sure?
Yeah, nigga.
Oh, that's funny shit. Okay. All right. After it, so when as you're resting and Durzo is chopping away at the body, he's like, "You mother son of a bitch! You hurt me! I'm hurt! Stop hurting me!"
Yo, Lou, I want to start doing like the backward push-ups. Using the table right there.
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a comment. All right.
After the little bit of the rest there, I'm gonna collect the mortician tools.
Yeah.
I'm gonna collect those.
Okay. They're old,
Mhm.
but they're still functional. In other words, they're rusted over, but you looking at them, they're pretty good quality. So you could restore them easily.
Doing glancing at the bodies. Do they have anything? Any
No, most of
insignias, rings?
them were stripped clean of any items, and whatever clothing they had was just clothing. So
Okay.
in other words, not armor.
Okay.
All right.
So Durzo, you want to lead into the next room?
No, you could this time.
So Lou, I'm gonna open up the door.
All right. So the door is fortified. So in other words, you're gonna have to do a strength check to break it down. So the
Um,
DC on that is a 15. That's the difficulty class. If you
at advantage, right? Because I got a 6.
correct.
Come on,
So
pops.
it didn't really matter either way. So you're like,
Come on, pops.
this is how it's done, son. Ah!
After all those push-ups and chin-ups and all that stuff, it paid off. I'll tell you.
Yeah, seriously, you are the worst player ever. You are the worst. You are the
Bro, I
worst.
was like this. I was like,
You are the
wow.
wo-
The white was it?
You are the worst friend ever. All right.
Yo, Lou, I'm gonna kick the door open.
All right. Let's give me one second.
Oh,
here.
my.
Okay. When you
Lou.
smash in the door, Ukla, you're able to come in and hold on a sec.
But I can't see anything.
Once you come in, all you hear is no, please don't kill us, don't kill us.
no, no. Sorry.
Sorry, what's this? Shift Z. There's this there's a goblin that's hiding behind a couple of barrels, and he's just like, please don't kill us, please.
I'm gonna look at him and pop my chest up. Like, what are you doing in here? Speak now.
Please don't kill us, please. We mean you no harm. We were just hiding from those things. Please don't kill us, please.
So I'm gonna tell him step forward.
You promise you will not kill us.
So you see this big axe already would have been down your head. So step forward. Don't try anything stupid.
He
Shoot her
moves
in the
up.
head with an arrow.
No, don't.
Damn. All right. He steps into the light. There's no light in the room, but there's you have the torch still, and he looks like he's starving. You can see his shirt. He was literally eating his shirt, so you can see his ribs sticking out. He's like, "Please, master, please don't kill us. We mean you no harm."
How many of y'all is here?
We don't understand. You're here. You could save us. Please don't kill us.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, Lou, I'm gonna go to my pouch and take out some food and give it to him.
With that, he's just his eyes open. He's like,
Yo, when Ukla pulls out the food, I tap Ukla on the shoulder to hold the sack.
Okay, so I look. What's up?
Is that for us?
Only if you tell us what's down here.
I don't know, master.
Where's the drow?
I don't. What? What is a drow?
The drow elf. Where is he?
The only elf we see is you, master. We don't see any other elf. We know not what a drow is. What is a drow? Are you a drow?
The necromancer. Where is the
Please, we are so hungry.
Okay, so I'll come and I'll give him the
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, feed him.
All right, and he inches over like like one of those an animal that's wants it but doesn't trust you. He's like, just grab everything out of your hand and just immediately just scarfs it all down. Like,
So Lou, while he's eating, these barrels here, do they have anything in them?
The room, it smells similar to the rotting corpse. The problem with you being able to have a sense of smell in this is that there's rotting flesh in the adjacent room, so that's what's filling your nostrils. So unless it's an equally pungent smell, you can't tell the difference.
Okay, so in here you have all these barrels,
Mhm.
right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Is there anything in them?
One of them you can see it was already broken into, so its contents are empty, and the other one, it has something in it. Has something in it. It's sealed at the top with a wax seal.
Okay, and then on this side, what's on the table over here?
Just a sort of jars and boxes.
And is there any other door in here? Any
No,
other way
nothing.
out?
No other
Are the
door.
jars empty?
The jars are empty. Some of them have. You can see some mummified organs.
Ooh, like what?
Well, one of them, you can see there's one with a what looks like a liver because it's the largest organ, and then another one with a pair of kidneys, and there's a third one with a heart in it.
I take that one.
The one with the heart.
Yep.
Okay, put it on your character sheet so that you don't forget.
Okay,
Jar,
Lou, so I'm gonna tell
jar
I'm gonna
with
ask,
mummified heart.
I'm gonna ask him what's your name?
Our name is Felix.
And who's
What's
our
your name, Master?
Ukla Ulik.
Oh, such a grand name.
I
For
know.
such a grand fighter. You killed them.
He looks past you under your legs. He's like,
Are they gone?
Yeah, they gone.
Oh,
Who's
Master.
he?
Felix, Felix loves Ukla. Does
So
Master
ask him
Ukla
again,
have
who-
more food, more of the tasty food?
Yeah, but ask him who's we?
he looks at you like he doesn't understand what you're talking about.
Okay, so I'm be like, come on, let's get out of here.
Lou, I want to check the room for
Sure
secret
not.
compartments.
You're not gonna hurt Felix, are you? Please,
No, come on, let's go.
don't hurt us. We will serve you. Yes, we will serve you faithfully.
I know that. I tell him I know that I saved you, so now, yeah, you hanging out with me now. So come on,
All right.
and I give him some more food, Lou.
And that's snatched out of gleefully. And he's looking around the room like,
You smashed them up good, Master. You smashed them up good.
How many other things are down here? Did you see the person who made these zombies?
We don't know how long we've been here. It seems like forever.
Lou, I want to check that room for secret compartments, like a hidden door.
all right, just make a roll.
But I got to roll.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Is that one of your preferred skills?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Unfortunately, there are no secret compartments in this room.
Okay.
So while he's doing that, you two guys, I'm assuming, are outside the room. Yes.
Yes.
Because Ukla will need to move himself outside the room. So, or
Yeah, but I.
you know
for
what?
whatever
I have to do
reason-
it because I set the
Yeah, everybody's all cluttered up. So
I set the lighting for that room so you couldn't see into it unless you broke the door.
Damn, I can't go in.
I'm sorry, that's me. That's again, it's the lighting. I have to do it. I'm still trying to figure out how to do the lighting so that you guys can only see into spaces either with night vision or if you have torches. But with doors, you have to set it up a separate way with the way the lighting is set up. So I'm trying to get better at that, which is why I had to click to a different screen and remove the door on the dynamic lighting for you to be able to see into it. In any event, so you guys are in there, and Ukla, you're out with Felix. Let me actually put his name.
Does he have any weapons?
He has nothing on.
Nothing. Like he's like what?
He's
nude?
like
Because he-
naked?
He's not naked. He has
Topless.
he has tatters of clothes, But remember, like I said, it looked like he was eating them.
Wow. So
But
these,
you know
so
what?
any of these guys, do they got anything that he could wear that's kind of semi better looking than what he has?
Not that isn't covered in blood and ichor. No.
Okay, so, oh well.
Dude, Lewis, I'm gonna give him some water.
Okay. And he takes that. He takes that handily.
Thank you, Master Elf. You're so kind to Felix.
No, I'm just kidding. He didn't laugh like that.
Well, I'll ghetto blast him.
Assuming you guys come out the room, I'm just gonna move your tokens.
So we're gonna go obviously back to the
Alright,
door
get these guys out of here, so you guys know that they're dead, and don't cry. All right, so you guys are.
We're gonna go back out of that room.
The hours pass. You've concentrated on your resting. You feel a little better, not Durzo, but everybody else feels a little better. And
What'd you roll for your hit points? When you
One.
he rolled a one.
you can spend the other die if you want. You have two.
Oh, I'll save that one.
All right, so here we are.
Where do you
We're-
live?
I take point.
Once you leave the room, remember to use your arrow keys, move 6 spaces, and then if there's anything that I will explain, I will do that, and you guys can do what you got to do. All right, so Durzo's already left the room.
That's
Not
Durzo.
Durzo, Narcissus, excuse me.
And me too, and Ukla.
All right.
That's 6.
All right, so keep going. You can go another 6, and you come to another door, another one of those fortified doors.
All the goblin. Tell him to stick with us.
Yes, master.
Yes, Master. Felix will stick to you like fly glue. But wait.
What is it?
Should we not leave? Why are you going ahead? More of
We're
those
looking for
things should be
someone.
here. More of them should be here.
What should be here?
I hear noises. I hear noises every night. Felix doesn't want to be here. Felix wants to go.
All right.
Let him
So-
go if he wants to go.
Yeah, but what time is it? What was the amount of time we already spent in here fighting? How long has it been, Lou? It's not really an hour.
You
spent the whole hour.
You spent the whole hour.
We
resting.
sat down for a whole hour.
So it was the sun's probably already set.
Okay.
We haven't been that long. We
No.
just
I'm
woke
saying
up
from
in
the time you got here. All right. So it's maybe about 4 past midday. So you estimate that the sun's going to be down in about 3 more hours.
So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna give him some rations and water. And what's his name again?
Felix.
Felix.
Elix.
Felix.
Go back
It's on
to the
his.
room
It's on
with
his
the
token.
barrels.
His name is on this token.
Okay.
Okay. So
I'm
what?
gonna tell
What?
him to go back to the room in the barrels, and we're gonna come back for you.
But Master, say, Felix, you want Felix to go back into that place?
This
Well-
is the thing. We're going deeper inside. Do you know what's inside? More inside of this these caverns and rooms?
No, Master. Please, Felix does not want to. He does not wish to go into that room. Felix wishes to leave. Felix wishes everyone to
You can
leave.
but it's nighttime outside. Are you okay with that? There are things outside in the night that I don't know if you're gonna be able to defend yourself. But if you stay in that room and you close the door, you shouldn't have to worry.
Or you stay with us and keep it down.
He looks to you, Ukla.
What does Master Ukla wish? Felix has made a vow.
I'll be like, what do you think I wish? I'm a warrior. We here to fight and conquer, so get your shit together. Let's go.
Yes, yes. Felix will stay with Master Ukla and fight. But
Thank you. Let's
Felix,
start
Felix
moving.
has no weapon.
I hand him my spear.
Felix knows not of this stick.
Then I hand him my dagger.
He hands you back the. He's just like. You hand him the dagger. He's like,
Yeah, yes, this Felix knows. So,
he does some flurry with the dagger in his hand, so you can tell that he's skilled. So he's just like,
yes, now Felix will walk next to Master Ukla with pride.
I'm gonna tell them from now that we step on here, we all gotta be paying attention to what's going on. So
Okay.
everybody,
and
Yeah,
hi-
let him be in the middle.
his voice is carrying.
no,
So-
that's why I'm trying to tell him we gotta be quiet now. So, okay, come on, guys, let's start moving up.
So I test the door, see if I can open it.
Again, it's locked. It's locked.
It's locked.
Yeah.
So I look at you guys like, again, this is a wall that I can't. This is a barrier that I cannot move.
Okay, so I move up. Steve, move behind me.
All right.
Strength check. Strength check at an advantage.
All right. You throw your weight into it. This time he's like, "Watch, Felix. Ukla will."
Do not a damn thing.
Ow!
Okay, so I'm gonna try again.
Oh my god! It
That's
hurts.
out of 15. My shoulder's hurting.
It hurts so bad.
Now, of course, I'm exaggerating, jackass, but
I was about to say, what's
but
going
it
on
doesn't
here, bro?
budge. You just see the you hear now. The thing that you guys are noticing is boom, 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 boom,
Oh fuck.
Doesn't matter.
and
Anyway,
then
we
it
not
shakes,
here to-
and a cloud of dust comes from the outer edges of the door frame. But boom, 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 yeah. He's like crom.
right there, pops.
With that, he's like.
We throw noodle eggs in first. Oh wait, it's wrong game.
Is what? All right. So now you go in, and the first thing you notice is that there is a sconce, which is basically a torch that's in a like a cup holder, a stone cup holder that's attached to the wall, and that is to your right.
Okay.
Now that one's lighting up the room, and to the
Okay.
left there are two large stone crypt. Is it crypts? No, caskets.
Caskets.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lou, so I'm gonna go
A sarcophagus
right
defending.
here.
Yeah,
Lou, so
or
I'm gonna
a
go
sarcophagus.
right here.
All
I'm
right.
going right here, Lou,
Mm-hmm.
right there, and I'm gonna start looking into the room. And there's any blood or anything like that in this room? or
Nothing
is it
in
clean?
this room that you can
Is
see.
the sconce lit?
The sconce is
Yes,
lit.
it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So you, with your night vision, you can see. Your vision is black and is not colorized like a drow would be. But once you walk in, you can see the sconce. It's amber glow is casting that reflection that yellow sickly shadow across the floor to almost to the other side of the room. Okay. You guys.
Come in.
You can hear
Oh.
something.
Is Felix coming in?
Felix was coming in, but then he's like, he's hyperventilating with the dagger in his hand. He's like,
So we heard that rah,
Yeah.
right?
hmm
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll take out my axe.
So at this
Which
point,
direction did
from
that come
Narcissus, right where you're standing, boom! You can feel the stone move from the top of the stone slab starts moving. Boom,
Really?
boom.
I sit on it.
It's- okay.
I'm not even
he's like,
fucking with you, bro. I sit right the fuck on it.
So he sits right on. He's like, you just like, doom, doom. You can feel this thing pounding on it from underneath.
Lou, I'm coming to this area.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna do is pull out my longbow.
Okay.
So is this the only one that's moving? The one that Steve is sitting on? Is the other one doing anything?
After about once that one starts moving, yeah, the other one's like starts.
So I'm gonna move and do the same thing Steve did.
Okay. So you're both sitting on the stone, and you can feel these things moving. Not so much for you, Ukla, but definitely for Narcissus, because he doesn't weigh nearly as much as you do. So he's just like, what are we doing? And,
No.
and mind you, he's
No,
he's a snake guy. So he's like, what are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. So Felix is like, so Durzo, you're 20 feet here, and so you have a 20-foot radius from
On
where
both.
from
Okay.
that's your
Any-
range.
If I see something like, because you said the lid is moving even with Narcissus on it.
Yeah.
Once something pops out, like a head or whatever, I'm shooting it.
It has to get out of the whole thing first. Like, okay, so now we know that we got these things kind of trapped in their coffins. Do we want to take them out one at a time?
Yeah. I'll stay sitting on this one.
So I'm
And
gonna
you
run
guys
over
can
here
find
and
out.
sit on this one too. I'm gonna fight from up here.
All right.
That's so funny.
So
Oh, man,
all right.
that was
So
funny.
before we get into this, I'm gonna stop it here, and we'll pick this up again. And yeah.
That was funny.
So anyway, that's where we're at right now. You guys are getting ready to find out what's underneath that stone. You have a panicky goblin that's over here holding a dagger. He's like, he heard it first, as his perception is way better than your guys's. Well, not so much Durzo, but
sure?
definitely Ukla and
My
Narcissus.
perception is pretty good.
I said not so much Durzo, but definitely Ukla and Narcissus. So he's like,
Oh, I got barbarian perception. You never heard of that?
All right. On that note, all right. So we're definitely gonna stop it here. Thank you everybody for watching. This has been the Forsaken Kingdom for Ukla, Durzo, Narcissus, and Felix the Goblin. We bid you a fond farewell.